Hello. Jimmy Flick here with Kevin Ellis Jr. for the Porsche Heuer Esports Supercup mid-season tournament extravaganza of draft beef, memes, and everything in between. We have just missed Michael's qualifying lap, slightly late in getting into the session, yeah, promises to be a tight one, promises to be really, really interesting with a very new sort of rallycross style format.
Yeah, this is something we've never seen before in PESC, so this will be a first time that we get to experience a sort of rallycross format on an oval style race on a road course.
Yep.
So yeah, here we can see the sort of the second half of Michael's lap. Looks a little bit wide into the carousel, didn't really get onto the inside curb too much.
The curb sort of helps pull you around really, really nicely.
Yeah, it does.
Especially if you're not sure about your front end grip, then yeah, it'll just pull you the whole way around. And then final two corners. It looked like two goes at trying to get the car into the corner there.
That looked okay on the exit.
Yeah.
Last corner.
Safe, it's probably.
Safe, yeah. Oh, skimmed the wall. Did he get his... See, with the new damage model, sometimes you don't get a 0x now for skimming the wall.
Over the line, time counts.
Okay.
16th. Luke and Johan first and second. So we'll take that. That's pretty good.
Yeah, 1-2. Sebi is P9. So, yeah.
Out of everyone that's put a lap in outside of Bosch, the whole field separated by just over 0.2 of a second.
Top 20 separated by 0.16.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Insane. But kind of what we expect, right? Four corners, fixed setup yet again. So
yeah. So it's really good to see the Luke and Johan of locked out former. Luca as well up in P6. So
yeah,
that puts him second in the first heat with Luke. So those two can hopefully work together. I know it's only a 3-lap race, but you know, if you've got a friend in there, then that helps a ton.
A little bit of bump drafting as well, potentially, we're going to see today. Just to try and minimise the run from the guys behind. I mean, thankfully with this format, I think with the guys starting further back, like Salva, Michael, and you know, uncharacteristic of Alejandro to be back there, but like you can still technically get on pole in the feature by winning one of the heats, if I'm correct in saying. So yeah, you could start fourth in your heat, everyone crashes. Yeah, except you, and you could be on pole for the feature.
That's for heat 1.
For heat 1, yes.
Yeah. So,
if I'm guessing if you win heat 4, you'll be fourth, right? That's kind of how they're working it.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So there's 5 heats, with 6 drivers in each heat. Now we're missing 1, and that 1 is one of our guys. There's no Quentin this week, not being able to make it. So 29 to the field here. So 4 heats of 6 and 1 of 5. Yeah, if my maths is correct, it should be.
You're better at maths than me, so
it should be all right there. So yeah, heat 1 will be 1st, 6th, 11th, 16th, 21st, and 26th, and then corresponding 2nd, 7th, 12th, and so on. So that's how they designate the splits. So really, if you want to have a really bad Q lap, you want to start 26th. That, and then have the 4 in front of you shunt.
So that is Chris Lullum. It's now Josh Thompson. As someone's put a lap in.
Lasted has finally put a lap in for P21, which is also in heat 1. So that's him. Okay. In the mix for pole position in the feature, shall we say? So
yeah, I've got to say, I think Luca will be happy with that. Obviously, he's not had much luck with qualifying this season.
No.
And of course, in the DNLS race, did actually have a wheel rim a wheel base failure.
Yeah.
He seems to have gotten that fixed just before the race, and it all seems to be working well. So yeah, he'll be happy to be up the front. But yeah, I think this is sort of the one round where, you know, starting P6, you'll be like, okay, I'll probably reverse onto the podium for the feature. Yeah. Not going to be the case today.
No, it's totally different ball.
This is a whole, forget everything that you knew about the PESC format. This is completely different. Yeah. It's going to be really interesting.
Perfect. So what that means then is if you finish sort of where you start, it's top 2 out of each heat
Yep.
that make it straight through to the final, we're going to call it, I guess. Everyone else goes into a consolation race based off of where they finished in their heat. So you really, really don't want a bad heat, because if you start at the back of the consolation, it's going to be pretty difficult to work your way forward.
The consolation is going to be a mess as well, as will the feature race, because of course there is a prize pool on the feature race of, what was it you were saying before? Like 6K.
Yeah.
So there's 4K for the win, and I think it's 1.5 for second, if I read it correctly.
Yeah, something like
Somewhere around there. So yeah, one position could be 2.5K, which,
yeah,
you know, especially
we've seen how that's went in the past, and I guess pretty messy.
Yeah, 2.5K for one position. There's going to be people are going to be getting the pods out, because if you think about it, the way that iRacing sort of steward these series, if you pod the guy off, right, you'll get like a 10-15 point penalty.
Yeah,
you still get the 2.5K.
No.
Is it different for this race?
It's done by points accumulated in the event. So if you get like a 10
I thought it was just for the feature result.
No.
Points
right, okay.
accumulated over the course of the whole event. Case, never mind. Okay.
So in that case, you can't just piss someone off for P1 and then just take a 20 point penalty or whatever for it.
To be fair, the same point still applies though, right? Like, you can theoretically shunt your way through to win the heat and win the feature. You'll probably accrue like 30 points worth of penalties.
Yeah,
but
still
2.5K. Like,
I guess if they give you a points penalty, then they'll just take that off your round score, and then
that's how it should be done.
That's how it should be done.
Whether they actually do that or not,
well, we'll see.
Typically what they do is they apply the points from that round and then take them off you afterwards.
Yeah.
After you're told.
The money's already in the account.
Exactly, yeah, they've already signed the check. It's on the way, so.
Hey, Miko, did you just miss queue? Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we missed the queue as well, pretty much. We were a little late in getting in and started, so apologies for that. There's our championship standings. So we've got Luke and Johan 3rd and 4th, Alejandro 7th, Michael 15th. So Michael's sort of on the cusp. That's a dangerous sort of area for him, but for the 3 ahead, it's looking, pretty good. We're kind of going to ignore Seb in P1, but a fight for second is very much on for those top 3 guys out of our squad. Luca, Salva, and Quentin's not here today, which is a shame. It'll be tough for him to sort of work his way forward.
I've just seen the 3 people on minus points. It never fails to make me laugh.
Yeah. Minus points in the series, it is.
You're just not used to seeing negative points in any series, really. But
it's tough out there.
All the PESC and PESC contender stuff, there's always 1 or 2 that are on minus points at the end of the season.
Yeah. It's a giggle, and the guys are sat there. Michael's definitely having a laugh. Luke is back to 1 FPS again. Not sure how that's happened, but
he's on pole, so clearly whatever is going wrong with his webcam seems to work, which is good.
Your hands are frozen completely, so he just sat bent over. Just
that is a true sim racer's posture right there. Man, our guys in webcams, they did not have good luck with them.
No, Salva there is in reasonable FPS there, and so is Michael, and so is Alejandro. So we'll stick with them for now.
He hasn't punched us yet, Patrick. There's a good chance that if someone is in T1, that we're going to see Johan having a boxing match with his webcam. But we keep our fingers crossed that that's not going to happen, because
we hope not.
With the position that Luke and Johan are in the championship, this is a really good round. Potentially gain some points back on Seb, although he is absolutely miles ahead as it stands.
But this is like the one round where it can change.
Yeah, if there's one round where everything's going to get turned on its head, it could be this. Sebi might not finish top 2 in his heat, gets knocked into the consi, gets shunted in the consi, and he's out. Game done. Game over. So, a lot of points still up for grabs. Same amount of points are on offer for this race than traditional race, as far as I'm aware. They're just sort of distributed slightly differently. I'm
not sure on the exact distribution. I'm not
sure on the distribution either, but the same sort of points. The 85 maximum is still up for grabs, but as we say, with obviously the heat consolation feature format that we have for this week, it's distributed slightly differently.
Interesting thing as well to note about the heats, it's so less likely that you've got friends to work with. In that first heat, we've got Luke, we've got Luca, and I'm pretty sure Michael is in that first heat, so all 3 of them. Now, that's tricky in itself, because only
one of them is going to have to...
One of them's definitely ending up in the consi.
Yeah, absolutely.
And who knows how the rest of the race goes. Like, it's just such an RNG format. Like, qualifying, at the back and being last of 5 in a 3-lap race around here isn't that big of a deal, I don't think.
Not really, because I watched quite a few of the test races this week, sort of kept a bit of an eye on what was going on, just so I was a bit more sort of up to speed on how it's going to race this week. Yep. Yeah, it's definitely possible where the leader sort of moves to the inside, they come up through the S's, and then the leader will sort of defend the inside, which is as you kind of expect.
Yeah.
The guy in P2 will go to the outside, the guy in P3 will have no choice but to push P1.
Yep.
Because there's not really space to go 3 wide. And then from there, it does kind of tend to stack up quite a lot. So the guys in P5, P6 are sort of coming with a head of steam, and there is space to make it 3 wide. It's a huge risk, but if you're last place in the heat,
you might as well.
Why the hell not?
Yeah,
exactly. You've got nothing to lose.
Like you've got to take your run at some point. It's not
exactly. Yeah,
it's not going to be there in 10 laps because you've only got 3.
And the thing is, as well, at this level, with this kind of style of racing, it's never going to get handed to you. It's very, very rare that you're going to see sort of 2 or 3 cars just sort of have a little bit of contact and sort of wobble off the track and you just drive straight through. That's not going to happen. If you're starting at the back of a heat, you've got to force it. You've got to try and force the issue, and this is where a lot of the incidents are going to happen today, is that there's going to be guys on the outside looking in, potentially, they're sitting around the bubble in terms of points for advancing to next season, and they're going to think, right, this is a great opportunity if I can get second place in this heat, I could potentially start P3, P5 in the feature. And that's massive points, a good bit of money as well, which of course a lot of these guys are going to be using as an incentive, and that's, as I say, where the accidents are going to happen. Yep. These guys at the back are finally going to have an opportunity to win a race, and they're going to take it, because as it stands, as I say, they've got nothing to lose.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess we're still waiting on All-Stars to wrap up. We've just ticked over 7 p.m. here, so I guess we're pretty close to getting a move on, but
this is our usual little podcast segment that we get, a little sort of calm before the storm. We have qualifying where all the nerves are up, and then it sort of calms down, and then we're straight back into the chaos again.
I guess guys still have time to do the run, but
well, I think we're gridding now. Oh no, we're not. I'm hearing the broadcast. I thought I heard the the crowd noises. Normally that sort of happens when the guys get on the grid. The crowd noise kicks in. You hear the pace car, but no.
The session hasn't ticked over with the live timing, so once I see that just go haywire, then I think we'd be ready to rumble. It'd be interesting to see like how Seb gets on, because he's got no friends really, I don't think, in the race. Let's work out who's in his group.
I'll tell you what, while you're doing that, let's ask chat. Where's the money going today? Who's wrapping up the full feature race, the full event? Who's walking away from here with 4K?
Oh, it's Mr. 1 FPS guaranteed, Luke McKeown. He's got it wrapped up.
You think he's gonna clean the whole event up?
Yeah,
I'd love to see that
all over the place. Love to see Johan do it as well. That'd be fantastic.
I agree. Anyone in an Apex or Stormforce car, I'd be happy with.
Let's see.
Got someone saying Pinto. I mean, he's starting where P10 on the grid.
P10.
So yeah, as I was saying earlier, with this format, it's absolutely possible that someone even in P25 could win the full event. This format and this style of racing is just so different to anything we've had before with the heat formats. It does sort of make it a little bit easier to make up positions. So,
let's see. So, Sebastian's in a session with Stockbeck. Soanen, I believe.
So if he's in a heat with Matthias, nothing against Matthias, but I'd back Sebi 100% of the way.
Yeah.
To get that win. Now I will say, between Porsche GB last week at Oulton Park and today, Seb's qualifying does not look very good. He qualified P7 in GB, got fairly fortunate that he had Matt Emery in front of him, I think it was, in GB.
Yeah.
And I think him and Matt are kind of friendly. So like when Seb sort of got behind Matt and made the move on him, Matt didn't really risk too much. And Seb managed to get himself, obviously, the reverse pole for race 2 and drove away and won with the speed that we know he has. But that's the last 2 Porsche races I've seen him in. qualifying's not been the usual Seb.
Yeah, P9 here. Now, to be fair, like this is just a weird outlier of a track where he's less than a 10th off pole and he's P9. So
I will say as well that Sebi is obviously good enough to where if he does make a mistake in qualifying, he almost always makes up for it in the race.
Yeah.
Obviously with GB, with the format, he was only one position out the reverse pole.
Yeah.
Got it, and then that was a guaranteed race win. With this one as well, qualifying P9, on a normal day you'd be like kind of sweating a little bit. It's like, okay, I've got to race my way into the top 8. He's starting P2 in the heat.
Yeah.
He's already, as he sits on the grid, he's already through.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. All he's got to do is either hold position or get past Matthias.
He's going to want to get past Matthias though, because
100%, yeah.
Like
100%.
you don't want to start bottom half in the feature.
Yeah.
Which is probably, it'd be sort of mid pack.
I think Sebi will start obviously P2 in the heat. I think he'll get the win in that heat.
Yeah.
And then he'll start, what heat did you say he's in? 2? 4?
He's in heat
4.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I reckon he'll win that. He'll start P4 in the feature, and I can see him finishing on the podium in the feature in some capacity. I don't know whether he'll win it, especially if we have a lot of guys up there. We might be able to prevent him from getting there. But he'll definitely be on the podium, I think, and he'll come away from today with enough points scored to where he's still not going to be sweating. Yeah.
The thing is, though, like, obviously the order here, like, looks, pretty good for, a few of our guys, but it takes very little with this kind of format and how the racing can be for it just to flip like that. Like there's Gustavo in P25, for example, and we know how capable he is at working his way forward from lowish positions. Like he won the Red Bull Ring feature last season from P10.
Yeah.
So like guys like that, where they have a reputation of working forward, even though like he's qualified P25 there, he's only got 3 cars overtaken 3 laps.
Yeah.
And then he's into the feature, and you sort of never. It's not actually completely over.
No, it's not.
This is the first time, I think, ever
this season, probably ever, where you can qualify as the top 20 and still have a shot to win.
Yeah.
Like normally in PESC, when you qualify outside the top sort of 12, it's like, right, okay, my event's sort of done. But yeah, with this format today, as we're going to keep on mentioning throughout the broadcast, anyone literally can win it, and we're not just saying that to like hype up everything. Like, even from a driver's perspective, like we're coming into this saying, like anyone can legitimately win this.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know the commentators will say like at Le Mans and Nordschleife, and anyone can win this race. It's like, well, not really, mate. There's probably like 6 guys you pick from that are going to win it.
Yeah.
And 99% of the time you get it right. This one here, legitimately, like there could be a huge shunt into the carousel that just tips everything upside down.
Yeah.
You've got championship contenders stuck in a consolation race starting down the back. Like, I mean, yeah, as you say, guaranteed chaos is not my favourite race format.
As a driver,
if I was a part of this, I'd be really upset with iRacing. I'd be like, this is just like PESC is losing its credibility season on season with all this brake dragging and drifting crap that they're doing every single season and every single week. It just seems to grow arms and legs, and then iRacing put a little band-aid on it, and then there's some other branch sort of sprouts out where they start doing other stuff. And now you've got a 7-race season with a mid-season oval event effectively.
Yeah.
And 7 draft tracks. It's like, yeah. But for us as spectators, cannot wait. Cannot wait.
This will be outrageous. First up though, excuse me. We've got 3 of our guys in Heat 1.
Yeah, not an ideal situation really.
Did I mess up? Who's in what race? No,
I don't believe so. No, this is what you said.
Oh yeah. No, it's Michael's in 4th, not 3rd. And it's right. Okay, yeah. So yeah, even Josh Thompson there in P6, like 5 cars to work with. Or work through off the start here. Like all it takes is the guy in 3rd to like go bowling P1 and 2, pushes everyone. Like you've got a shot there at leading.
Yeah,
it doesn't take much around here to set it all off. 2 advance, Luis.
2 will go straight to the feature.
Yeah, everyone else into a consolation race.
So if you get 2nd in Heat 1, you will start 6th in the feature, right? Because there's 5 heats.
Yes.
Yeah. So essentially, if you're in Heat 1, like this is the heat that you want to be in, because if you win it, you're on overall pole position. P2, you're going to start the best of all the other heats in P6. Obviously, if you finish 2nd in Heat 4, you're going to be, I've had a brain blank, P9.
Yes.
So, yeah, you're not going to want to be there. Even if you win say heat 5 is the most stacked heat there.
Yeah.
And you win it.
If you win it, you're still starting.
P5. Yeah. And you've still got work to do in the feature. So for Luke and Luca, this is a really ideal situation for them, locking out the front row to start P1 and P5, P6, sorry, P1 and P6 in the feature. Who do you cheer on now? You cheer on half the grid. But yeah, as we were saying, this is actually a really bad situation for us because no matter what, one of our guys is going to go, best case scenario, one of our guys is going to go through the consi.
All right, here we go. Ready to rumble. And away we go.
Good start from
Cooper, actually, there on the inside of Luca. We'll see if Luke can help Luca. Oh, that's
what is that net code, mate?
Jeez, oh.
That could be a slowdown for Luca.
I think he'll be okay.
I know that those two lines in the circuit are sort of the reference point that our guys use for the slowdown.
Yeah. He should be okay.
This is okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, Luke can't really help.
Luke needs to go defensive.
Yeah.
Yep, good lad. Interesting from Cooper to not even go for the move at the moment. He's just sort of...
He wasn't under pressure from behind, though, so he didn't feel like anyone could get to his outside, so in which case then you don't hang yourself out to dry there.
From chatting to the guys throughout the week, they have actually said that the outside of the carousel is not as bad as you think. That you can clear the guy on the exit, but obviously you are putting a lot of faith in that guy on your inside.
You're putting a lot of faith in Australian netcode.
Yeah, and also just not to drive you down the boot section of the circuit. So yeah. Solid enough first lap for Luke. Everything seems under control. This is about as calm as you're going to see it all day today.
Probably, yeah.
Luke is going to have to get a move on. There's only 3 laps. This is going to be like a 4-minute race.
Yeah. No one's going to care about off tracks here. It is 3 laps.
Off track T1. Full send.
Yeah. Yeah. Also running outside, you can really quickly move backwards. Yeah. I mean, yeah. You're putting trust to guys.
So Luke is boxing in Cooper.
Yeah.
Here you want to lift a little bit early, just to sort of hold him up on entry so that Luca can get fully alongside.
Yeah.
Or net code.
Yeah.
iRacing. Yeah, that's a shame. And now Josh is having a sniff as well.
Yeah.
They're
Luke's
both
doing the best that he can there to try and give draft, but...
Mike was trying to bump draft as well.
Yeah.
Oh, Josh is gone.
Yeah.
See you, mate. Into the consi.
It's tough out there.
Yeah. Always next race. Oh, Cooper's hit the wall, and that wasn't netcode that time.
No, that was a little thing there.
A definite pancake. I don't see Michael's in on Luca. No, he's not. Or is he?
No.
No, he's not. He's just sort of... Looks like maybe covering from Lassie. So
on board with Michael now. Let's see what he can... I mean, if he can help Luca through into the feature, I think that would be good, but...
This is all he can really do. I mean, it's not... I'm going to be honest, it's not looking good. I think Luke will guaranteed make it through with Cooper here. Luca's going to need something really special to make a move.
That being said, if whoever finishes third here will start on pole for the consi.
True. So it's not,
it's not the end of the
world yet. Yeah.
Luca has got around the outside there.
And
yes.
That's a great move.
He's actually going to have a pop at Luke as well.
Now the question is, does Luca give it back to Luke
to
start pole?
You got to protect your own interests.
But we've got to be careful here because those two fighting could let Cooper in.
Just side by side it. Just keep it side by side and you'll be fine. If Michael could get up the inside as well.
Oh my God! Oh, there's a shunt. Oh, it's Bosch again.
It's Bosch off again.
No. Oh, Luke won it.
Yeah, Luke won it.
Oh, what a finish.
I mean, the race hard, but I think that was all fair.
Great job, guys. Yeah. That was awesome.
That's tricky.
Wow.
Michael will start then 5th in... No, sorry, 6th. It'll be in the consi, and only needs to work forward 1 position to make it through.
I wonder what's going through his beanie right now.
Don't we all?
It looks empty. Come on, Michael. Just pull the beanie down a little bit.
Yeah.
Back to business. Got another race to focus up for. Yeah, well, this is content 100%. This is what we all signed up for.
Yeah, the teamwork there was mega as well. All right.
And just like that, straight into heat number 2 with, yet again, another Apex car in the front row. Sanchez is going to be in.
Oh, yeah.
Normally he's in, but today he's going to be in, like, properly. So
we've got Lullum in P6 there. He's got some experience with this kind of format from the ERL stuff, where it was kind of like this.
Yeah.
It was 6-car grids, you know, in the 1v1 shootout stuff, really short races.
Yeah.
It doesn't have teammates to work with, but away we go again. A
good initial phase there from Alejandro. Second phase was a little bit weak.
Johan's start wasn't brilliant. He's massively on the defensive straight away. Oh, where's he gone? Oh, no, it's fine. It's fine.
So, of course, do bear in mind, I don't think Johan's on internet today.
Oh, yeah, he's on 5G.
And on his street, they've been doing some construction, and on the very first day of construction, they cut straight through the broadband, or the fibre cables.
Yeah.
So he's on 5G for today, which could be a blessing and a curse.
All right, let's see if he's
3.14. Oh my word!
That's a shove.
They're pushing so hard, mate.
Oh my
goodness! Oh, this is going to be chaos with Johan's connection.
Yeah. Absolute insanity. This is going to be a totally different. Oh, dearie me.
Serica.
That's my
god. I don't even know what's just happened there.
I don't know either.
I'm not sure what happened with Alejandro.
What the hell was that?
I have no idea.
I think Johan's connection has caused all of this.
Oh no.
Alright, so it's a 1v2 now between 3.14 3.14G and Alejandro Sanchez.
This is the best thing ever, mate.
Oh my god.
Oh, mate, Serica shunted so hard. I don't get it
just
either.
Went straight into the tire bar, like just nosed in. Oh my goodness.
There was a huge gap in Johan's car, like wiggled in. It just went straight into Moreno's. I don't know if it was if that was like massive net code because of the 5G, or if Johan like got loose.
It's a 2v1. Like surely the teamwork's going to prevail here.
Alejandro's in.
Alejandro's went from 4th to 1st, by the way.
Johan's been.
Alejandro qualified 17th. If it stays like this, he starts the feature from 2nd. He's gained 15 spots by gaining 3.
Yeah.
That's what this format brings.
Yep, it's absolute chaos.
I think we're going to have to keep the camera on Alejandro because Johan's in a bit of trouble here with his connection.
If anyone has epilepsy, then going on board with Johan's.
His webcam's completely frozen as well.
Yeah, he's barely even in this race at the moment.
Oh, dearie me. This is great.
So we're sort of lined up perfectly, I guess, for another 1-2. Oscar is sort of lifting off a little bit to back Johan up so he can't get that run on the straight.
And so he can build his own run as well.
Exactly, so that's smart.
It's smart, yeah.
It's smart from Oscar, but Johan will still get a draft because he's closer to Oscar than Oscar is to Sanchez. And they've played an absolute blinder there.
Yeah.
An absolute blinder. So they need to bump draft. Yep, perfect.
Oh!
And then Alejandro's going to back up Oscar a little bit. Watch the net code, lads. Watch the net code. Don't blink now, Johan.
No.
Don't blink now.
Oh! Yeah, we'll take that.
That is well executed, right? Just block the inside. Full Gordy team sport spec.
Johan straight through.
And at this point...
I think, just got to keep it side by side and don't shunt and you'll be fine.
Exactly. Oh my god. Right, well...
Dearie me.
Clearly we have issues.
Yeah. Johan's net code has generated a 1-2 here.
So we've won both heats, but at what cost? Wow. Okay. Well, I mean...
I've never seen anything like it.
I don't know if... It's hard to know if Johan actually did anything wrong. If it was just his connection just isn't good enough, and I wonder if T-Hud's going to do something about that.
Does he have precedent for that on the oval side?
I'm fairly sure if on oval you're over a certain ping and like you're blinking a certain times a lap, you get removed. You get basically forced to pit lane and you can't come back out on track until you fix it.
I don't know how you can fix it.
I don't know. Like,
we might have to kill his webcam so we can do the feature.
The problem that you have is that whenever you do an iRacing Pro event, it's not just being connected to the race server. You have to be connected to a Zoom, to a Discord, sometimes to a TeamSpeak at the same time. So you have, if you're racing on a weak connection or a 4 or 5G connection, you've got these 4 or 5 different things all trying to take bandwidth at the same time. So like in test races, Johan was lagging a bit, but not that bad.
No.
But now that he's having to connect to our team stream and the Zoom for the iRacing broadcast and Discord, plus uploading telemetry to VRS, all these things combined basically just make that. Like, there's not really much he can do. Like he's...
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll remove Johan's camera for now to see if that improves. Okay, so
Right, okay.
Clearly...
Oh, okay. All right, cool. Yeah, so if we're not in it, then straight on with the global feed. So I guess for the next one, that's the case. I'm not sure. There's a bit of a break now, actually, between...
Oh, they did have a bit of a break here.
I'm not sure. I have no idea what's going on.
Me neither. But I mean...
Waiting for the main
let's see what Alejandro says.
us, guys. Best of luck
I missed it.
Sound. All right, so here's the format then, for those of you who haven't seen it so far. So yeah, as Jamie said before, 5 heats of 3 laps. Then we have an 8-lap consolation race. Also should say as well that the top 2 drivers from each heat go straight to the feature and bypass the consolation. Everyone else, so if you finish from 3rd through 6th, you will then move on to the consolation race, and the top 5 drivers from the consolation will then move to join the drivers in the feature, making a 15-driver race with 16 laps, which will last just over 16 minutes, because it's about 1 minute 6, 1 minute 7 per lap. So quick action, and yeah, as Matty's correctly pointed out in chat, there is 4K for... See, that says feature race prizes. That's what I don't understand.
I'm going off of what the guys put in our chat and Discord.
Yeah. See, it's always a little bit unclear.
So a total of 6,400 will be awarded based on total points achieved in the event.
Right. So
after the results
their wording is shocking. So
yeah, their graphic there on screen wasn't great.
Yeah, it literally says feature result, but it's not. It's the combined points across the entire event, because obviously you score points for qualifying, you will score points for the heat.
Yeah.
I don't think you score anything for the consi, because it's...
I doubt it.
Because otherwise the guys going through a consi would score more than the guys who won the heat.
Or maybe it's like minuscule, like it's 4 points.
I don't think you ever
5, 4, 3, 2, 1 for just escaping your consi.
I don't think you ever get points for a consolation. I've never seen a format where you get points in a consolation.
It wouldn't surprise me if that's what's actually happened. So maybe someone who like loses out in their heat, finishes 3rd in the heat, wins the consi, and then somehow works the way forward and wins the feature.
Yeah.
Who knows?
So yeah, so far we are 4 from 4. We've 1-2'd both of the first 2 heats if you're just joining us. We're on a short sort of intermission before we get started with heat number 3. And here is the grid. We have no one in this one, so we can just sit back and laugh. Really?
Yeah, pretty much.
Obviously, we've got our former teammate of Zach Campbell.
Boo.
Yeah, he's not been with us for a couple of years now, so we can boo him.
Yeah, that's fine. He'll appreciate it.
The reigning champ of Caruso alongside, and then former teammate again of Parker White.
Boo.
We can boo him.
Parker's a lovely lad.
Nah, it's all jokes. I don't think we've ever really lost a teammate on bad blood, really, besides maybe a couple.
Not really.
Nothing bad enough worth mentioning anyway, put it that way.
Sepola, okay, who's the other 2? I didn't even read that properly. I'm too busy booing everyone.
Yeah, I don't know. We have regards himself, Marcheno. Oh, wait, where's the camera? There. Yes. We have Simone P5.
That's the important thing. Oh, Simone in a race like this is gonna be great.
I'm actually gonna root for Simone this race because he's on negative points. I want to see him.
No, I want him to get more negative points.
No, Simone. I want Simone to score some points.
Jakob as well, I think, it's negative points, isn't he?
I'm not sure. I think so.
We want more negative points.
The guys, the back 2 in this heat are on negative points overall to this point in the season. So, yeah, this could be messy.
If it's not, I'm going to be really disappointed.
I will say I'm not surprised by the Q results of Campbell and Caruso at the front. I definitely think they're the 2 strongest in this heat. But again, Parker is very, very impressive. One of the most impressive guys I've seen come through our academy.
Parker should be really good at this sort of thing as well with his oval background. Like he'll know where to place his car. He'll have a good experience with that.
And straight away you can see that outside is strong at the carousel, but Caruso's leaving him.
Oh, no space.
No space whatsoever. He's giving him the pod.
Yeah.
Simone's up to P4. Come on. quite boring so far. Actually, I expected to see some more beef into the carousel, but
I mean,
it'll ramp up.
most of these guys know how to race. No glue. It's a little bit of it, a little teeny tiny little bit. The hip check was quite a forceful one. Altus teamwork time, logically, yes. Logically.
We are talking about Simone though. He might just go, no, I want to win.
Forza Altus, and away he goes.
Exactly. He might just go full send and have absolutely no regards for Caruso whatsoever. Would be unfortunate for Zach, of course. He is now in that sort of situation where he's in a 1v2,
Yeah.
which, as we know from Daytona, not a situation you really want to be in,
Yeah.
especially at a draft circuit.
Caruso played it smart there. He knew better than to try and get to the outside, or like didn't quite have enough momentum to give it a proper go.
What I wonder though is if Caruso is actually going to try and make the move on Zach. Like I'm not sure about this season, but did Kwanda and Altus not test together last season?
Last season, yeah.
They were in a bit of a technical alliance sort of thing. I don't know if they're still doing it this season because I'm so far out the loop.
Yeah, I've no
in
idea.
terms of like who's working with who. There's normally quite a few alliances in PESC. And
Yeah.
to be fair, in esports, there's more alliances than you'd think on road.
Yeah.
Like for example, in Rennsport, all the Mercedes teams always tested together. Like we all had each other's like lap times and stuff.
Yeah.
It was the same in PESC actually. Who was it we used to test with in PESC? It was Alejandro and Salvo when they were part of MSI.
Yeah.
And then did we not test with someone else for a bit after we signed Alejandro? And
No, I don't think so.
No, we didn't specifically test with anyone, but we did. There was like some lap time exchanges with guys from other teams that we were quite friendly with.
Caruso's just not went for it.
He's just
at all.
not going for it.
He's just blue balled his own team.
He's actually just screwed over Simone because Parker's just driven clean around his outside.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Altus is in shambles.
Yeah.
Feigl is smashing his desk to pieces as we speak. I'm not really sure what Caruso's... They must still be in cahoots. They've got to be. Oh! New damage modelled. Oh, no.
That's not gone well.
Oh, there's more shunting. Masayuski's off.
Yeah.
And Parker's got by him. Okay, so that's minimizing the damage for Parker, but yeah, I'm shocked that Caruso didn't even attempt a move there. He didn't even attempt to move.
He was just getting himself through to the feature. I think that was his mentality.
I'm surprised.
Well, that's right mentality or not, I don't know, but that puts him...
I'm very surprised.
Where did he qualify?
P7? P8? No. What was it? Heat 3, and he was second in Heat 3.
It's P8 then.
P8, yeah.
Yeah. So that's where he'll start in the feature. Snooze fest? Yeah, sort of. I mean, it was interesting to see how that all shook out. So we've got Salva in this fourth heat now. Has a bit of work to do. Huh?
He's a handsome bastard, isn't he?
Oh, he is. Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah. He's not had the Q results, but he's got the appearances going on. So.
Yeah. Like, I'm almost envious. Almost.
I have faith.
That's a jawline chiseled out of stone. Like,
to be fair,
immaculate.
I can't remember who it was, but someone said that me and Salva look related.
You do look pretty
Apparently
close.
we look quite similar, but I
He's better looking, I will say.
yeah, I'm not going to argue that one bit. Oh, he's signing his in, and he's out. Seb is out as well. Oh no!
Salva's second. Oh, let's go.
Oh my God!
Come on.
Soinen just done the hokey cokey in the first corner. He was in, then he was out. See you, mate.
Oh, that's the greatest thing.
Oh my word! Right now, what does Sebi do? This is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Anyone can win this.
Seb
Seb's been jobbied.
Oh.
Oh no, Salva.
No, he's wide.
He's missed the corner. No. We can't laugh yet. He needs to get...
Stockbeck has the race won.
Somehow
at this point.
Stockbeck is actually just driven off.
He's hit 3 good corners and that's it, race over.
I would never
Everyone
have
else is
guessed
gonna
that.
Everyone else is gonna scrap for second now. Go on, Pod.
Oh.
Yes, Pod's out.
Have
Pod's
that,
out.
son. Have that. Seb round the outside
Seb.
of Lombardi. That's brave.
It's running
And
outside.
Coiter's just giving him it. Oh, come on.
Oh, jeez. Oh.
Come on. We want to see some beef. Seb's still going to make it through.
Pod him. Pod him. Put him now.
This is unfortunate. Salva versus Sebi. Can Salva upset? Oh, can Salva upset the championship? This is the question. But unfortunately, Seb does have Sam right behind him.
Yeah,
and I know for a fact Sam has no interest in making the feature right now.
No. Yeah,
here we go. As we expected. I mean, we can't.
Come on, Dino. Come on.
We can't complain. Oh my God. Come on,
Fired
Salva.
in.
You've got to be aggressive here.
In.
You've got to be aggressive. In a 1v2, you've got nothing to lose here. Oh man.
No, he's going to get. Yeah, Kaito's going.
Oh my word. This is so. Sam's just shunted him.
My goodness.
We need to see a replay from the outside there to see if Salva's maybe cutting a little bit, but I think Sam missed the corner. What? I need to be careful about what I say here, but it's so annoying to watch. Like we help each other as much as we can. What is that, mate? That was a Stevie Wonder corner. Unbelievable. I'm hoping he got hit from Dino and he didn't make that bad a mistake.
Yeah, not sure.
I hope for his own sake that Dino had something to do with that.
I hope so too, but
it's so frustrating to see. Like, I get teammates working together, but like it seems that with Redline it's just always like Sebi at the front and the rest of the guys just sort of move over for him, whereas at least like we don't like go, oh, here's Alejandro on a pedestal sort of thing and we all just move over for him. Like, it's, you help each other where possible, but when it comes down to it you sort of race each other. But yeah, he's just had that absolutely handed to him there.
Yeah.
I did say we laughed too soon, but it's still, it was still funny. I don't.
Oh, like if that happened to someone else, then yeah, we're laughing.
Oh, yeah, we should clarify. It's not because it happened to Seb. Like, that was just a funny move. Like, regardless, I'd move over for you, Kev. Well, I appreciate that, LAS, but I would never expect that from someone. I don't think anyone should get preferential treatment like that unless it's like the last couple of rounds of the championship.
And like someone needs something for some reason. Like
exactly, yeah. Like
Seb's more or less got the championship wrapped up anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I more wanted to see Seb in the consolation just for the content. Yeah. I want to see Seb surrounded by the billies of Pesk.
Oh, how good!
Like all the guys that are, like all the guys that are like around the cut line that are just like Seb. He's like miles ahead. Fuck it, just straight in on him.
If Lombardi loaded Kiter, then Salva will, and that's.
Yeah, I think.
But I don't know. We didn't get a perfect look at it.
I don't think there's any way Sam could have gotten it that wrong. Like
I don't think
actually
so
sitting thinking about it, I don't think there's any way Sam would have gotten it that wrong. It has to have been some kind of contact from behind.
Yep. Logically, but who knows?
We see that this event's like Pandora's box, 100%.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. I think
with
Pete, there was there has to have been some contact
there was
at some point.
A bit of everything on that one.
But yeah, Stokebeck winning a race.
I never thought I'd see the day.
Me neither. But fair play to him. He this is something that our guys were talking about. Like where it is going to be possible, like.
Zach and us having fun? No, next question.
Which I respect, Zach, mate. Yeah. I respect that.
If I was asked that question, I'm answering exactly the same way. No, this is stupid. Next question.
This is where you start giving Kurt Busch responses or Kyle Busch responses. I'm just here so I don't get fined, sort of thing, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, like what happened with Matisse here is something that we were quite concerned about in the lead up to this race, where they fight so hard behind that you can actually just drive away.
Yeah. All it took was actually that little. I think Salva went slightly deep in the carousel,
yeah,
and that triggered everything else.
Yeah, because they had like 2-3 tenths behind him.
Yeah.
They would have had a go on him on the next lap, but he would have had still a good chunk of what do you call it? He still would have had like a good bit of draft from Matthias.
Yeah.
But yeah, just that one little moment, it was enough to sort of put him on the back foot in a 1v2 again.
Yeah.
So had to be aggressive, and at that point it's a 50-50 whether he survives. So yeah, heat 4 is wrapped. We're on to the last heat next. Again, one more 3-lap heat full of memes, and then onto the consolation race, which I think I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah. This is only a 5-car heat because we don't have Quentin this week.
And this is an interesting heat as well. You've got Gustavo and Diogo in this one, and Biko, who's been fairly solid so far.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I think this is fireworks as well.
I think so. Because you've got Kevin Nielsen, who's sort of in and around the cut. I think he's just above the cut. He's somewhere between 10th and 15th, I think, if my memory serves. I should probably have the points up on this laptop, but yeah, I think you have the points on that side, don't you?
Yeah.
So Kevin Nielsen coming in was P13. I knew he was sort of around Michael somewhere.
Gustavo will be in plus, yes.
Yeah.
In squared.
Yeah, he will be...
In cubed. in.
He will be absolutely on it on the first lap, so yeah, we'll see. Diogo and Gustavo is my prediction. I mean, it's a fair...
I've no idea how to call it, like...
It's a fair
you
prediction.
can't call these races.
No, you can't, but like the two of them can work together. Oscari's in.
Biko's won.
Oh, no.
These guys are going to go like 4 wide into...
I don't want anyone to break away. Like, I just want
everyone to shunt.
Yeah, exactly. Except in the feature, if all of our guys can just get clear, that'd be great.
If everyone just like stacks in and catch fence, then who gets through?
I think Oscari's just hit the wall at the top of the S's.
I think he'll be all right.
Okay, yeah, so red line have gotten hooked up.
Yeah.
I think it's
teamwork time.
We might need the Fs in the chat for Biko. Yeah, here comes the red line train. Yeah, they are hooked up. Oh, Oscari and Nielsen are having some beef.
Yeah, they're fighting for last and laster.
They're just sort of squabbling for who wants to finish a couple rows lower, or who wants to start a couple rows lower in the consolation race.
Who wants to arrive at the shunt in the consi quicker?
Yeah. Do you want to be in the shunt, or do you want to cause the shunt?
or do you want to give yourself a little bit of time to avoid shunt? Because whoever finishes last in this race starts the consi in last.
Yeah, like this is literally this is the wooden spoon.
Yeah.
Heat this one.
How'd it go for our other guys? First 2 heats, we had 4 guys in. All 4 made it through, so finished top 2.
We 1-2'd the first 2 heats.
And then Salva was on his own, and it didn't go to plan.
He was up against the red line boys, and yeah, we're still unsure whether Sam was the one that initiated the contact with Salva, or if he got shoved in by Lombardi.
Yeah.
I think at this point, both.
Yeah, Michael. Sorry, I missed. Yeah, Michael's in that first heat as well. He's in the consolation as well because only 2 could make it through. Yeah,
Pete's saying 100% Lombardi. I think so, mate. Yeah, I think so. But
we haven't seen it back to be 100% sure, but we'll take your word on it.
If Lombardi did load into the back of Coiter and crash him, then I think
all right, we've got more opinions at least. That
okay, so Lombardi
hit Sam into neck contact with Salva. Yeah, okay.
I think I've said it every round so far, but I'm not surprised.
All right, coming on to the last lap.
I'll reserve my judgment on that said driver.
Gustavo's not all that close actually to Biko. Like Pinto needs to sort of slow Biko up here for Gustavo to make it through. So we'll see.
It's not as close as I thought it would be. I'm not going to lie. I thought they'd be like nose to tail at this point.
Nah, yeah. But maybe because like Pinto's getting slipstream off of Biko, that Gustavo actually can't sit that tight to him to push.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. Got someone cheering on Pinto in the chat. No doubts about it. Pinto will go for it. Yep, there he goes.
Yeah. Pinto only doesn't go for it in the last round of a season when he's got the championship to consider. Otherwise, he goes for it.
He is super aggressive, yeah.
Or if he's got Seb alongside him. In which case he doesn't go for it as much.
I'm actually surprised at the dynamic that those two have. I would have thought like Pinto would have just been like... I mean, because we saw what he'd done with Benecki and Carrera Cup Deutschland when they first joined the team. As Gustavo's on the outside looking in, he needs something.
Pinto will just push wide.
He's been nicer than I thought he would be. Oh.
Pinto's given a lot of space on the inside.
Pinto's got it.
Yeah. Can Gustavo get there? Oh,
no.
Not quite.
Well done from Biko.
Yeah.
That was well driven.
And Oscary lost out for the battle of the back row.
He has the wooden spoon.
Does have the wooden spoon. All right, consolation time. I don't know if we've got like a warm-up. No, we won't. Yeah, we'll be straight in.
Cars on the grid already, look.
Wow. So, yeah, that was a fairly clean one. Nothing too dramatic. It's what it splintered out quite early, and then everyone's kind of closing, and then ran out of laps.
Yeah.
So now we get the big shunts.
Yeah, this is going to be...
We've had the one-off little pods out.
We've had
the lads kind of a thing.
We've had the 6-car races. Now we've got the 20-car race.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Who's the missing driver? It's Quentin. We know that because, yeah, we know our drivers and we know he's not there.
We can confirm he is not in his rig. So what's the starting grid looking like then
I
for the
have no idea.
We're very prepared for this. Right, okay, here we go. So Cooper, 3.14, Simone's P3.
Kiter and Gustavo.
What did we say about this? Is it the top
5 make it through here?
Only the top 5, the rest are done?
Yep.
Oh my word. And Salva's P19. How's he behind?
Oh, I know how it's happened. Because there wasn't a 6th driver in that last hit.
Oh, so he's got away with it. Oh, so Salva's actually got the wooden spoon.
Yes, Salva's wooden spoon.
Oh, no.
Pod's out for him here. There's nothing else for it.
I mean, yeah.
He just has to just go forward at all costs. Doesn't matter who he takes out nearly along the way.
Oh, look at where Michael is as well.
Michael's in the danger zone. He's in the push zone.
Tickling the feature.
Yeah.
He's tickling the feature.
He's fondling it gently.
Yes. But he's got 2 red line cars directly ahead and 1 directly behind.
Yeah.
So we saw what happened to Salva in a 1v2. Michael's going to be in a 1v3, unfortunately. We need the power of the beanie.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to make any assumptions, but
I don't think anyone outside the top 10 makes it through here.
no chance. No chance. I think Oscar might get shuffled a little bit. Simone possibly as well. I think they're just not as experienced as some of the other guys around. And
Possibly.
maybe not... I know Simone can be very aggressive, but I think that
I think
sometimes
like,
there can be the odd mistake, and just positioning the car on the wrong side of the track on one lap could be enough to knock him out of the feature. So, yeah, top 5.
Beanie creates chaos, Salva comes flying. I mean, it could work. I wouldn't be against it.
We hope not.
I mean, anything to get Salva, moving forward, I'm kind of all for. I feel like it was very harshly done by there.
I agree. 4 red line and co-drivers going through is very realistic. Yeah. Unfortunately, I think there's going to be a lot of them in the feature. Thankfully, we have 4 guys in the feature that can stack up against them, but it sort of has been us versus Redline in most series at the moment. In DNLS, it was sort of us versus Redline most
and
races.
we're off.
Oh, okay. and we're go. Michael got a great start. He's already ahead of Gustavo.
Yep.
I think that start caught Gustavo out as much as it did us. Watch
Gustavo's going to push him wide.
Exit.
Again, track limits, I don't think there would be much of concern with an 8-lap race here. You can just off-track T1 every single lap and be fine.
Pretty much. Providing you don't get too many for it. Oh, Michael, careful. There's a lot of understeers. You come over the crest.
Especially if you're fractionally offline. I noticed this last year. Like, if you're on the outside to the left of the S's, like, you have no grip. It's ridiculous on that first lap.
Michael should go for it here.
Yeah.
And he has.
The top 4, if they're smart, they'll just run 2x2 or just not like fight super hard. It's all about at this point just make it through by any means necessary. If that's P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, doesn't matter. Just get through.
Lollem's had a bad start. P9.
Yeah.
So he'll be concerned at the very least. This is risky. Very risky, very risky. Oh God, Sipple has arrived. Hello. Oh my word. It's going to start checking up a lot here for Michael as well. He's in this situation where 5th car in line, basically. Not going to get any more draft than the guys in front of him.
Yeah.
But in the corners, it's going to check hard. Like,
oh my goodness.
What?
What was that?
Well, I think
Michael's missed his break point.
I think Michael's missed his break point, but I think Gustavo was early on the brakes as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Me.
Oh no.
Well, onwards. Salva's up 2, but yeah,
Michael's
it needs
not
to
happy.
really kick off.
Yeah, Michael's not happy. He'll be devastated with that.
Yeah.
And it's something I've done a couple times as well, is when someone in front of you, 3 wide, when someone brakes really early in front of you, it makes you brake late.
Backs off.
Oh.
That's big off. That's his day done.
I don't know if you've had this in PESC, but sometimes on like the early laps, if there's someone in front who like brakes a little bit early, it catches you off guard and you actually end up braking too late, sort of thing. Like,
usually I'm the one that's braking early and then causes a massive heap of carnage behind, because I'm trying not to cream the guy ahead.
Yeah, it's such a tricky balance.
I'll almost always get it pulled up, but if I'm getting it pulled up and there's 10 cars ahead of me, then someone behind's getting absolutely wrecked. Sometimes it's me, but it's often like 2 or 3 cars. Beef. Michael's back up to P8.
How?
I don't know. What? But he's back up to P8.
No. There's more than 7 cars in front of him. Oh my.
No, we're on board with Salva.
Oh, this is. Oh, okay.
But I think Michael went from like P12 up to P8 just out of nowhere.
How's he got back ahead of Lulham and Lombardi? What?
I don't know. Michael is in.
Oh my god. Go to the outside. No point trying to drive down the grass. There you go.
Oh. Parker's just got checked up there a little bit.
Oh,
babe.
Marcino.
It is Marciano. Michael's up to P7.
Okay.
Come on, Mikey.
And now we've got Bryn Collins in P6 who... Oh my, is this...
Oh,
no!
Oh,
Oh, Salva's in it. Mike. Oh, it's a huge... Oh, Michael's lost it.
No! No! God damn it.
Oh, that poor wheel rim. Oh, no.
No.
Oh, he's off.
He's off.
Oh, Mikey.
Oh, dearie me.
Oh. We have another gift for the Discord.
Yeah, we do. We do.
We got one of me last week laughing at Johan when I pointed and laughed at him. Now we've got one of... Yeah.
Dearie me.
That's all gone very wrong. I think, yeah, Michael had a little bit of overlap on Bryn, and Bryn's just hooked a hard right in front of him and bounced off the wall and caught him, I think. Or Michael's got a little bit unsettled and someone's crashed into him afterwards. Right, well, now we've got Lombardi versus Gustavo. Gustavo's got a lot of damage to the left-hand side of his car, which I can't say I'm surprised about, considering Michael ramped up the side of it when he broke like 100 metres too early. Bryn's probably crying. I mean, yeah, he's I don't really know the word for Bryn, really, in interviews and stuff, but he sort of bounces up and down when he's talking. Quite interesting.
The Adderall move.
Yeah, it looks like he's on speed or something.
Yeah. Oh, dearie me.
Yeah, he is very emotional. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's still young, but he'll learn.
Yeah, he'll learn.
It's good to be this passionate about the sport, but you've got to be passionate but not emotional. I think that's probably a good way of putting it.
You can't have emotion behind the wheel.
No,
you just gotta just drive.
It's very hard to be emotional behind the wheel and still drive well. Very, very difficult. It's something that I've tried to work on, is like not getting as emotional behind the wheel as I used to. Granted, I never really had much performance fall off. Like I could be sitting screaming and punching a wheel or whatever and still like go fast to the very next lap once I've sort of gotten it out of my system. But the older I get, the less I sort of feel that urge to like shout and scream and stuff. Granted, today I got a bit frustrated at points, but nowhere near as bad as I used to.
Oh, I've always been sort of super chill about it because I know if I do get animated, like that's it, game over.
Yeah,
I have to keep a lid on it.
I remember
driving.
We spoke about it before. If I try and adopt your sort of style, for me it's just like bottling up the rage, and at that point, like I just overflow with anger, and I physically can't drive. I need that sort of blow off valve to like.
You sort of need it immediately. I can like hang on to it and just let it go.
Yeah.
Michael's rig needs a medic. Yeah.
We may need to get a couple Allen keys down there and tighten up the wheel rim.
Fair point there from Vincent. Lulham was out. Lulham's like in the bin. Game over.
Hey, whoa.
Hang on.
That's not what I said.
No.
That is.
That's outrageous.
I'll never say no, but that's not what I said.
Dear me.
Anyway,
a race is still happening here somehow.
2 and a bit laps to go, and there's beef for P5.
We've got, it's Lombardi and Gustavo.
Lombardi for the quest to not get minus points. The quest to be positive for the first time since round 1.
Looks still at 1 FPS here, which is quite funny.
We'll leave him just to operate as he does.
Yeah.
Whatever he's done to his camera seems to work, so. Sorry, not sorry. Yeah. That's all good. That's all good. It's one of the things that as soon as I said it, I was like, someone's going to say something about it, and then in the back of my head I was like, nah, they probably won't. Like, they'll just sort of let it slide.
No, not tonight.
There's always one.
We're all here for the memes.
There's always one.
Sacrificing camera FPS for sim FPS. For brain FPS, I think.
Yeah. I mean...
That boy needs all he can get.
I just want to say, you should see the mess in our kitchen. Honestly.
Honestly,
like... This kid does not know how to use a dishwasher. Like,
It's so funny.
the life of Luke McKeown is like, walk into the kitchen, dragging his heels, so you hear him coming from a mile off. He looks like he's half asleep. He'll then cook his meal. He'll walk out the room with his meal to his room,
Yep.
leave the oven on
Oh, yeah.
with no food in it, and then he'll come back and just put his dirty plate next to the sink, and he'll do that every day for about 2 weeks until there's no clean plates left, and there's a pile that high, and it's like the Leaning Tower of plates. And everything's so like dried onto the plate that we can't get it off.
Yeah.
Even after it goes to the dishwasher, still stuff on it. I just want to let everyone know that that's what we have to live with Mr. McKeown. Don't let his on-track performances fool you.
Man's a weapon.
This guy is broken. Anyway, Lombardi's got a run on Gustavo, who's sort of not really ever gotten connected to this lead pack. He's always
the damage on the outside of his car.
yeah, like
on that
he's
left-hand
always
side.
just sort of hanging off the back of it. He's never quite gotten right under the rear wing of Sam. Whether that's
What's
intentional
Dino
or
done
not,
there? Like, he's
I'm not sure. He's missed the corner. I think he thought it was the boot layout because he's absolutely nowhere near.
All right, is
Gustavo.
he just going to go straight in here?
I
No?
doubt it. I think even Dino wouldn't do that.
Sure.
Yeah.
What about here? No, he's
Nope,
not done
he's
it.
just accepting that he's not going to make it. Unless...
Unless.
Oh, he's not going to get there. Barely going to miss it. Oh,
if
mate.
3.14 just like checked on the brake just for the giggle.
That would have been so toxic. That would have been so toxic,
Just
mate.
ignite some Coanda Redline beef all over again.
Mate, that was
Okay.
peak sim racing. Coanda versus Redline,
Yeah.
beef every week. I mean, when was that? Like 20... I mean, even like...
I don't think they beat
even,
that hard.
even
but-
PRT, it was probably more PRT than... I mean, PRT sort of, all their drivers joined Redline
Yeah.
mostly. Like Benecki and guys like that. Like Wenig and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that was some giga beef.
Yeah.
Apex has how many in now? So we've got the 2 from Heat 1 and the 2 from Heat 2. So we've got 4 guys in, and Michael and Salve unfortunately won't be taking part in this feature race. Yeah, Michael just got a little bit unlucky with the heat, to be honest, having 3 cars in one heat. One guy had to miss out, and unfortunately that was Mikey. And then in the consolation race, just yeah, a little bit of tomfoolery, and I don't know where he's going to be. So yeah, we've got a little 5-minute intermission before the feature. 15 cars, slightly different dynamic to the heat races, but fairly similar to the consolation. What do you reckon we're going to see then in the feature? Is it going to be just balls out or something else? A little bit more reserved, do you reckon, for the first half?
I think the consolation was as big as we're going to get because it's a smaller grid and the race is twice as long. So there's more time to make something happen. You don't need to go for everything right away. But the problem is with racing in this sort of format and in at this track as well, you have to take everything.
It's send or be sent,
It's
right?
send or be sent.
Yeah.
I figured that out very quickly last year where I think I started mid-pack and I was all for, right, my strat is chill, let everyone shunt because everyone's going to shunt and then I'll pick up paces because I put no practice in because I was doing ASL the day before.
Yeah.
And I literally just went backwards at every step of the way because I didn't do really hardly any to test races because I only started prep. Yeah, I couldn't. So I didn't realize, the strat is just dive bomb into T1. Because whenever it checks up, like all you have to do is just get to the inside, and the guy on the outside will just get potted out and out into the marbles and stuff. Like the track gets rubbered up fairly quickly, around here as well. So the marbles build up quite quickly. So as soon as you get offline, you're in trouble, and that happened to me pretty much every lap. Where I was like, yeah, it's fine, and then all of a sudden I would just get launched from really far back, and you couldn't really do much about it. Like once they've committed to the move, you're kind of in a bit of trouble. So
It's give it up or be crashed into kind of thing. Yeah.
So you just had to keep looking forward.
Yep.
And that's what everyone has to do in this race. And if everyone is looking to move forward, then, something's got to give.
Yep. On a side note, I've just seen Samsoid hop in the chat. Sign us a song, Kev. Did that mean to say sing? And also, why?
Why?
Why should I sing a song?
Why?
Or why?
Incidents will split everybody else up. I also agree with that.
There's potential for there to be some splintering, yes.
Yeah, it'll splinter, and I think quite quickly as well, because everyone's going to try and move forward. There's not much to lose at this point, is there?
I think
not a massive amount.
I think you'll probably see the top 8 to 10 stay together. and then you
Probably,
might see the sort of back 4 or 5 begin to splinter off.
Yeah, you'll not
And-
see like top 3 breakaway really, because if they
I
get
d-
away,
I
like
don't
guys
see
will
it.
like no chance in hell. You're
Yeah.
coming back to the rest of the pack here.
Serica talking bad about the format in an interview.
As a driver in this situation, I would as well.
Oh, it's a joke. Yeah, it's a complete meme.
But as a spectator this year, it's unbelievable.
This is probably the most content we've gotten out of a race so far. It's probably the most content we'll get.
Whole season.
Yeah, unless in the last round it comes down to it
Like
comes
a
down
big
to the last round
championship
for the
decider.
championship. Yeah.
Per Arjuna having to deal with this. He signed up to do it. It's his fault.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for the commentators sometimes because obviously they've got to sort of maintain this positivity around the series that they can't just blatantly sit there and say this is crap sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like with us, obviously we can't just sit here and say whatever we want, but we can at least
We can
you
be
know,
opinionated.
we can sit here and say like this format is crap. Like
Yeah.
as drivers, being a part of that would just be terrible. Whereas for them, whether they like it or not, they've got to sort of sit there and go like, yeah, this is going to be a great race and all this kind of stuff. For me, I'd struggle to do it, I think. I'd struggle to just completely shut off that part of my brain that's like, this is bad, and just simply hype it up and make it sound good.
Yeah. Whenever I got interviewed on Team Stream last year after Long Beach, I just went off on one because it's like the track shouldn't be on the schedule. It's an absolute joke.
I agree.
So like I can definitely sympathize with the guys still in the series now where they're subjected to RNG racing, basically.
It's complete rubbish. Complete rubbish.
You're still going to get like, in general, the best guys, the best drivers will still generally be up at the front, but it's just a total crapshoot.
It's not going to. It doesn't change the end result. It just makes everyone pissed off because everyone's crashing. Anyway, here's the starting grid for the feature. So yeah, very good starting position for us with Luke and Alejandro in the front row. We've got former friendly faces and Zach and Matthias behind, 2 former teammates, but whether they're going to be kind to us or not, I doubt it.
Unlikely.
Diogo
Nobody's gonna be
P5. You've got
Luca
Kita
and
and Johan P6 and 7. So we've got 4 guys in the top 7.
Yep.
That's a good sign, but a part of me hasn't got a good feeling about this. I haven't got a good feeling about this whatsoever.
This isn't like a Daytona or a Le Mans where you can realistically just sort of work as a pack to like get further forward.
You can't really control
No.
the pack like you could at Le Mans.
Yeah.
Like, everyone would sort of start to hit the limiter at a certain point. So if you pushed the front guy well enough, it would get to the limiter before anyone could sort of have a pop at you. Here, it's really, really hard to control the pack.
Yeah.
As the revs rise then, as we get ready to go,
Green.
Alejandro again with a strong first phase. Second phase was about equal with Luke. I think Zach's got
Zach's
a
on the
very
inside.
good start. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's up the inside.
All it takes is that to, just split the whole thing up.
I think Zach will probably lift out here.
Yeah.
I don't know whether he actually lifted there or if Alejandro just gave him the chop, but
No, I think he did lift out of it because, like, Zach will have experience. You don't want to be on the outside through there.
yeah, Sanchez in a really tricky spot where he's got no choice but to push Luke
Yeah, he
and
has
get
to.
boxed in. Luca is on the outside, and we should actually mention Johan is in this race, so we should get some more memes with his 5G, hopefully.
Yeah. He's going to cause the entire field behind to wreck out because he's going to blink out back in and just...
Yeah, he's just going to be inside another car.
Yeah.
Looks
16
good
laps.
so far. We should mention we haven't got his webcam for this race, as we've he's turned that off to hopefully reduce the blinking and the lagging,
Yeah. So we're not going to see him punch us either.
which is a shame.
Yeah.
But we've had one punch so far today, and that's Michael. So
Yeah. But we've had enough for the day. All clean, though, at least up at the front. Well, actually, with the whole field. Yeah, we've got all
surprisingly
15.
so, yeah.
15 cars separated by 2.4.
Seb hasn't really made as many. Oh my! Where's Caruso gone there, mate?
It's
Oh
three
my
wide.
God!
Well, there's
Luca's
Seb.
dead. Luca's dead. Luca's dead. Oh!
I'm making some serious involuntary noises here.
Oh, Johan has fallen backwards. He's not going to be happy about that.
No.
Started P7, now P10.
But he's still alive, which, well, how that was looking. Yeah.
Meanwhile, it's not going well for the back two, but the front two,
Yeah.
it's not too bad.
Not bad at all. Yeah, we'll definitely take that. And if they like properly just work together, how do we expect Zach and Pinto behind to breach this?
I mean,
I think it's like
this is an ideal situation.
These two need to be like, I mean, utterly disciplined here. There's no like they cannot even consider going side by side. They just have to like Alejandro just basically has to push like it's a plate race.
They can't go side by side until the last lap, where you go side by side into the second last corner or into the carousel, and then keep it side by side so that there is no room for anyone to do anything.
Seb dropped back a bit actually. Like he gained that ground and then lost it. So
3.14. He's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point there from Lee in the control room, is that of course these two were the duo in Daytona 24 that famously bump drafted each other. Oh, that's a good move from Luke. He's been doing a lot of C-Fix, you can see that there.
Yeah.
You can see the knowledge he's gained. And this is the thing as well, is that right there is the textbook way to control the pack. And I was saying that you can't really control the pack, and to be honest you can't, but that's about as good a job as you can do, where Alejandro pushes him to a high enough speed to where Zach doesn't have that much overspeed.
Yeah.
And then Luke can move across and the two of them can box Zach in.
Yep.
The outside of the carousel throughout this event hasn't looked as strong as it did in the test races. I'm not sure if it's maybe marble build-up or if guys are just struggling a little bit with the conditions that have been handed to them, where there's a bit more understeer than what they had in testing. Typically that is what happens with the PESC event. The actual session's always a little bit more understeery than what you test in.
Yeah.
Which of course will also give them an issue at turn 1. As we can see, there's basically no one there running wide whatsoever. 17 off tracks total, 16 laps. So you can.
I mean, you can.
If you get 1.4x,
game over.
all of a sudden you're sort of on the back foot.
Yeah.
And one interesting thing I did hear, I'm not sure how true it is or how accurate it is, but running out over the curb and like extending T1 after like 4 or 5 laps, it doesn't really gain you much because the tire's so worn and overheated already.
Yeah.
That the tire temps and pressures here are just through the roof.
Yeah.
Like through the 140 C Celsius basically, like surface temp is what they're getting at the end of a race then.
Pinto's worked his way ahead of Zach there.
Yeah, he's managed to move up, so that's so Pinto's the one on the move for Redline. But as I say, like extending T1 doesn't gain you as much as you might think later on in the stint because the tire is just so on the limit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to overtake with that play. Yeah, exactly. Like Alejandro can push Luke. I mean,
but there's a bigger gap here now actually. So like it changes the dynamic slightly. Like
it leaves Alejandro vulnerable now. I'm not a fan of this one. I don't know if this is intentional from Sanchez to sort of drop back and try and drive into the gap.
Sort of looking at the gap.
I might be wrong. This
I
might
think as
work.
soon as like Pinto if Pinto like pulls out immediately, no, so Zach's pulled out, and we'll have like a really really good run. No, it's still okay. Still okay.
Zach's gone clean round the outside of Pinto, and he's still hanging it on Alejandro.
But then Luke will move across.
A little bit of left front overheating for Zach. Alejandro's not going to clear him here.
No,
he's going to get stuck.
Boxed in.
Got to be so careful with netcode here as well. A little bit of glue, maybe. Oh, Zach's just giving him it.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, I think Zach knew there. He pushed it a little bit.
A little bit too far.
And it's given Alejandro. I mean, normally if you see 0.2 between cars, you think, oh, it moves on.
Yeah.
Seeing 0.2 around here, you're like, okay, you've got a bit of breathing room.
Yeah.
Because everyone is just up each other's backsides the full time.
Yeah.
There's like 0.15 between each car. It's crazy.
1.6 separates the top 10.
Yeah, and you can see that as well. Like it's just nose to tail the full way. Some more moves further back. Here's a go on board with Johan. You can see Seb out. Oh, he's offline. That's close to the wall.
Yeah, he sort of hung out to dry there.
Johan chooses to push Seb. Seb's having a bit of a wobble there. Trying to get past Caruso. And I think Seb is tight to the back of Biko as well.
Oh,
no! And he's off.
Yeah.
Oh, my word. Well, I think Johan was a touch late on the brakes. There was a little bit blindsided, I think.
Yeah.
Because Seb sort of moved over to the left, which is where your braking reference is, so he's sort of having to guess and just got that a couple metres out of whack, and that was enough for Seb to get a bit of a nudge. But thankfully for Seb, still got draft, so...
Yeah, and still he 10 laps to go.
Yeah, he can work his way back, but his right front will be screaming.
Yeah, not that you need the right front that much around here. It's one corner that you need it for.
Even still, he'll be hurting.
Yeah, true.
That will be hurting. Luca up to P6, Johan up to P8, so those two are starting to make a bit of a...
Side by side through the S's, I think, for Luca there.
Yep. Oof. Yeah, every time at the top of those S's.
Oh?
Johan? What has Johan done there? I'm very confused by that one.
Yeah.
Very confused. Unless Johan's thinking I'm higher in the championship than Luca, I want to be ahead sort of thing. He's just let Luca back in. Maybe Johan doesn't want to lose the draft. Maybe from a driver's perspective, he looked at that gap between Biko and Matthias and thought, if I pushed Luca and we stay side by side, we're going to lose draft. So I would just push the guy on the inside, and then that way at least we still have the draft. Maybe that's what he's thinking.
If so, you know, it's a smarter play than what I would have went with.
I would have pushed Luca.
Yeah.
I see that friendly paint. He's getting shunted. Like, well, in a good way, I mean. Every man for himself at this stage. To a certain extent, Pete, yeah. I do still think there's time for teamwork.
For the front two, they have to work as a team the whole way and then just figure it out in the last lap, I think.
Yeah, if they stop working together now, then they're opening the door to just getting outnumbered. This here, nice early bump. That should be okay. I'm not sure if it's quite as effective in P-Cup. I think you want to come like a big head of steam and basically crash into them. Oh, look, with a big block. Ooh, and comes back across in front of Alejandro.
Jeez, oh.
I think he tried to block Zach initially, then Zach's
gone the whole way around the outside.
Zach thought, yeah, no, I'm going for it anyway.
Yeah, Zach's found that grip
and he's
on the outside. Yeah.
He's finally managed to make it work. That's a great move from Zach.
Yeah.
Oh, they're door banging. See, that was a mistake there from Luke to move back across and open up the track for Zach. Yeah. Oh, well held. Jesus. Wow. Right. Now priority for Luke will be help Alejandro get back to P2, as these two are doing some dance moves here for P2.
Yeah. Zach knows, like,
side by side behind. Sorry, side by side with Luca and Johan. They're sort of 2 by 2 through T1. Here we are on board with them with Johan.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, boys, be smart. We know there's netcode in the S's. Yeah, there you go. That's better. That's all right.
And then tuck in, and away we go again. We've not actually seen too many issues with Johan's internet in this particular race as well.
I think he's cut the webcam to us, and that's been enough to help. As here we go, this is going to be a crash.
Oh, it's 3 wide.
Luke squeezed Zach into Alejandro.
Oh,
what?
How's he done that?
What on earth?
That's ridiculous.
This is the second time this season that Alejandro's done something we've just been like, what?
I thought he was dead, honestly.
I thought he was in the grass. And then it cuts around and he's in P1.
That's incredible.
What a move. Oh, yeah. Just hearing Arjuna saying on the main feed that, yeah, Zach will be kicking himself, yeah. He had a shot at P1 and now it's back to an Apex 1-2, which is what the entire grid at the moment is trying to prevent. I will say Luke is not far away from actually doing the maximum, I've just thought.
Yeah.
Pole won his heat. If he wins the feature, this could be a big payday for our boys.
Yeah.
Not just in money, but in points.
But money.
But money. It could be seeing a lot of money heading our boys' way, which is good to see. Alejandro's got a bit of a gap back to Luke, which Luke will be happy about. He can drive into this space, into the corner.
Yeah.
Use
Alejandro
that
can sort of take a more traditional racing line as well, rather than just holding the inside.
Yeah. Luca and Johan are at the tail of this group as well. Caruso's sort of hanging around 0.4 off the back. And Seb has recovered from 12th or 13th, I think
14th.
it was. Did he drop to 14th?
Yeah. With the push from Johan.
I thought it was 13th. Well, he's back to P10 anyway. Back in the top 10, and he's still hanging on to this train. So expect to see Sebi return very, very soon.
He's starting to run out of laps, and it's not easy just to breeze by, guys. We've got 6 to go as we cross the line there.
Interesting you guys saying like you pay Luke a fiver just to defend. I think, there's definitely a discussion that can be had amongst these two where, we help each other. We split the prize money 50-50. If you get 1.5k plus the 4, you're looking at 5.5k. Just split that evenly. Yeah. And sort of take it, Whether they're going to do that or not, I doubt it.
Push.
They'll probably just take what they can get at this point, but...
Yeah, still all working as intended. Alejandro's much more privy to weaving, like an aggressive side to side.
That was his trademark when we used to do test races. If Alejandro was out front, as soon as you came out the corner, get ready to just hook a hard right or a hard left, and start to follow the snake. And it does work.
Yeah, it does work. Like,
I've seen a lot of commentators over the years say, you know, it's pointless, you're scrubbing speed.
No, it works.
It disrupts the draft to where you hardly gain anything. Like, rather than just sit in a straight line and the guy behind gains 0.3 on the straight, if you're weaving, he gains 0.15, 0.2.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer.
Doesn't matter about the speed scrubbed. It's all about...
Because they're scrubbing the same speed by turning.
Yeah.
You know, but the air, rather than just being a straight line that they drive down, it's all sort of messed up and weaving from side to side. They don't get as much of an advantage from it. So, yeah, the weaving is definitely effective. And interestingly, actually, Zach is struggling to stick with Alejandro, which I'm surprised about.
Unless he's like cooked the tire and he's like trying to just chill out a bit so that he can maybe attack at the end.
Yeah.
I don't know like how much that really even works. Like you can't really save the tire around here. It just doesn't work.
Not really. Yeah, you've not got.
Well, Alejandro's absolutely like stretching the field here a little bit. It's gapped out actually between Luca and Caruso. So it's top 7 for the lead and then 1 second back.
So that would be really frustrating for Seb seeing that gap develop, because he, granted he's not going to win the race from where he is, but he could still at least see it.
Yeah.
When you start seeing a gap begin to develop and you realise that your absolute maximum is like a P8.
Yeah, it's really frustrating.
It's so destroying. Yeah, because you start wondering like, we're on a fucking draft track. How have you lost draft? Like it used to happen at Le Mans all the time. But
the thing is, like the peloton here are working.
Yeah,
pretty well here. Like no one stepped out of line for a few laps here.
And Caruso's still in draft as well. Like draft goes back to 2 seconds in these things. So,
but he's just not getting the strongest at drafts.
Yeah, so he is gaining on Alejandro overall, but the gains will be fairly minimal, especially if Johan decides to make a move. See, Alejandro, he's very, very smart with the draft, as you were saying about the weaving and stuff. His move is more decisive than Luke's.
That move, like he kept ahead of Zach to give him as much dirty air as he could, so that Luke still had the high ground on the inside line there. That's an old driving.
That's an old IndyCar technique. That. Yeah. I used to be an absolute master at that when I used to race that. You'd sort of sit nice and high and then cut right in front of the guy and watch them drop off. As Johan's had an issue.
Incident points. I would guess so if he's coming into pit.
I'd be surprised if he's gone over the incident limit.
I wouldn't, given the shunts that he's sort of been a part of, I guess, and then all the off tracks.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
So, yeah, 15th, and
he's got a black flag. They've just confirmed it on the global feed. So, oh no, unfortunate for Johan. He's going to lose a good chunk of points, especially with Alejandro leading the feature at the moment.
Yeah.
After qualifying, I was like, well, Alejandro will be upset with that. Like he's sort of on the return in terms of the championship, but obviously with how the heat in this has gone, he will not be minding that whatsoever.
Yeah. On that run there towards the carousel, Alejandro and Luke sort of slightly gapped Zach again, so they were able just to run single file into the carousel. Laps where you have that, it's a nice feeling. Like it's a lap with no stress. Great. Right, we'll move forward to the next battle then. Every lap is a battle. One
less lap that you could potentially make a mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
Or one lap less where something can go wrong outside of your control. Because once it goes like 2-3 wide or whatever, then you're at the mercy of sim racing, really.
Yeah.
Are you the only one sweating? No, I'm sweating buckets here, mate. I feel like Zach will make a frustration send on the final lap. I think he's less likely to do it now than what he used to. But again, like Luke is like being really good, like so good at getting glued onto Alejandro coming up through the S's. He's been incredible at it.
These two are just controlling the race way more than I thought you possibly could.
Yeah.
Pinto's not really... He's not really having a go at Zach.
He tried
He is now, but he wasn't...
He's got to his outside.
He wasn't before this, though.
We're coming up towards the white flag lap, and these two are side by side.
They need to move left and pull Zach with him. Don't pull Pinto, because he's going to have to run off the corner. You want to try and keep them side by side, but I think Pinto's got him. Oh, Matthias is in now. Hello. So we're coming to the white flag, and we've got...
Zach's got pushed back down into fourth. Oh, there's Matthias. Send.
Oh, I think he slapped it.
I think so as well.
He slapped it. Oh, no.
That's him
It's
down.
been his best ever Persk event, and as soon as the white flag drops, he gets walled.
Yeah. All right, last lap.
Right, well, we've got 3/10 over Pinto. He isn't going to get there from 3/10 back. He may get to look.
I think these two still need to play it smart and then just fight last 2 corners. That's my thinking.
We'll
If
see
they
what
go
they do.
now,
Yeah, they're playing it smart. We'll see what they do.
Pinto will still have a bit of a run here. He's coming from far enough back. That
Pinto will get alongside Luke, but he won't get anywhere near Sanchez.
I've just gone quiet. I'm trying to study. It's like,
I'm just genuinely fascinated by this. I'm just genuinely interested to see what they do.
Big shunt behind as well. 3.1 forward, Stippler out, Jensen's out.
Right now, yep.
Yeah,
we're
here we
going to
go.
race the last 2 corners.
Yeah, you just got to go side by side, and whoever wins it, wins it.
Don't shunt, please.
Oh.
Don't hand this to Pinto.
Yeah, whatever you do, don't hand it to him.
I think Alejandro's got it on the outside.
He's got it.
And Luke's got P2. Great job,
well
guys.
Well done, boys. Well done.
Alejandro's pumped, as always.
Rightly so.
What a drive.
Luke will be a little disappointed.
That close to doing the maximum.
Yeah.
That close. Only Sebi's done it. Sebi done it this season, didn't he?
Yeah.
I think in the past there's only been one other guy who's done it, and that was... Did Josh ever do a maximum? Has he ever hit a maxi? I don't know. We'd need to...
Not sure. I don't think he ever did.
Should be 4K for Luke though, right? I think you're... Yeah, 100% Pete, yeah.
Because Alejandro qualified like P16. Well, look, this is what we said about this format. Like, Alejandro had a per qualifying, was like 17th.
And he's won.
He's won.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it delivered. It was... that was a great event.
I think Luca held on P6 was really good for him because he's had such a tough start to the season.
He looks chuffed.
Yeah, he's thrilled.
He looks fucking miserable. Cheer up, mate. P6.
I think the way that the points will work, so it's P1 in points gets the prize money, which I think does go to Luke because he qualified on pole. He'll get qualifying points.
Yeah, like no one's going to... Well, we should actually mention 5 points for fastest lap in the feature.
Yes.
So I'm not sure if there's still Q points or not.
Fastest lap in the feature, it wasn't our boys. Looks like... It was Johan, actually.
Okay, so Johan will at least bank 5 points from that. But yeah, a feature 1-2. Have we... I don't know how many feature 1-2s we've had in the past. I think...
We had one.
You and I?
Barcelona.
Correct, we had one. Did Alejandro and I not have one?
Good question, not sure.
I think Alejandro and I had a 1-2 once. No. I don't remember. I think me and Johan had like a 3rd and a 4th at one point. Let's see what Alejandro has to say.
Yeah, we'll try and pull up the feed, Lee.
Yeah, he's basically just talking about...
I took over the lead. I had to go 3 wide on the outside. I wasn't very nice. I was a bit scared. But then, yeah, we just played it perfect. I think Zach was a bit tight on incidents, and we could just extend a bit more T1 and take a bigger advantage of that. And we were pushing each other. So it was clear that we managed to stay up front because of that. Nothing much else to say, just thanks to the team and thanks to everyone to make it possible. I think in Q today we were quite strong. I just messed up my lap, but the boys did an amazing job. And yeah, what can I say? Just thanks to the team.
A rough start to the season. Seems as though things are starting to fall into place just a little bit more.
This
How
is
are
like
you
what
feeling
Alejandro
now,
needed for the
halfway
championship.
through the 2024 campaign?
Big time.
I'm feeling
Seb
good.
recovered
This
back
year.
to 9th, so it's not a great day for him. It's
Don't
not
go my way,
as
and
bad as what it was looking like
that's
it's
the
going to
way
be for
racing
him.
is.
Yeah,
Nothing more
yeah, for
you
sure.
can do about it. I'm more or less.
And that'd be a big point
here
for
to
Luca as
have
well.
fun,
That should
of
drag
course,
him
to
back
win as
towards the
well,
bubble.
but
So I think he was a
if
fair
things
ways
don't go my
below
way,
it, right?
Yeah, he was like
I'm used to it
P20,
after
P21,
6
something.
years.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Well, I can pull it up.
What can I
Unless they've
say?
updated it. I don't know,
I've been
haven't.
here long enough to
Yeah, he was
know
P20 on
bad
30
days from
points.
good days,
He was
and good days
18
aren't
behind
that
Michael.
often.
He'll clear Michael.
And don't forget, there's 30 drivers in the
a few
series.
other guys there
On any
that'll
given
probably
day,
jump
there's
up,
only
so-
one winner at the end
Yeah,
of
you
the
should
day.
probably
Keep that
jump
in
up.
mind. Congratulations, Alejandro. We'll see
I'll
you in a
refresh
few
the page, see if
weeks'
they've
time.
updated it already. No, they've not.
I
Lazy.
doubt that'll probably
Horrible.
That won't be updated till Monday.
Probably
I
not.
reckon. It's a weekend. We all know what iRacing are like at weekends.
Yes.
They don't work.
T-Hud's off to race some third oval.
Yeah, he'll be off at
Some late models or something like that. Dirt late
He'll
model.
be off dumping in a wooden bucket somewhere.
Yeah, we can bring Luca in for a quick chat. Yeah, we'll get saying hi to him. Here, hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello,
Hey.
Luca. Hi. What a day that you've had, where it's a bit of everything has happened. Obviously with the wheelbase issue in DNLS, we'll gloss over that. But it looks like everything's working again now, and finally a good day in the office where was it P6 in qualifying, through in the heat, and P6 in the feature. Pretty boring day, right?
Yeah, boy. I mean, I'm finally happy to make something good in this series, to be honest. I mean, in practice, I was definitely often more of Luke, so I was pretty happy with that lap. And of course, it was good that this is like P2 in the heat race. And yeah, I had actually a bad start in the heat, but with good teamwork of Luke and Michael, made it possible for me. And then it was just waiting for the heat, and I really just said, man, don't want to risk anything because I'm so bad in the standings that I just want the points and not risking. Okay, man, I don't need this one position. Of course, I take it if I get it, but I will not like drive pretty hard to make it. I just want the decent points to set down in the standings and make with the last 3 rounds some average points to just stay in. I mean, hopes of the championship are definitely there, but I'm just driving to get decent results and consistency in quali as well.
So obviously we were talking about it up here on the broadcast that obviously 2 guys make it out of the heats, but there was 3 of you guys in that heat. I'm assuming you guys were in the same VC channel. What were the sort of conversations before that race? Was it sort of, did anyone sort of agree like, okay, I'll just go through the consolation, or was it just a case of we'll race and see what happens?
It's hard to say, because first we said, of course, Luke and me in front tried to make something work, but then it switched fast because I lost the position, and then we just agreed, okay, Michael said beforehand he will race me, of course, but not like hard compared to other drivers. And I got lucky going around the outside of Cooper, and Michael had some issues with Cooper then, which made me through. But at the end there was not like, okay, we set it like it is in quali right now. We say we race, but not as hard as we should with others. And I got lucky at this point, being 1 position ahead and go into the future race.
Cool. Thoughts on this interesting format now that you've actually raced it? Obviously, like, it's a pretty good day for you, so you're probably going to think a little bit more favorably of it, but I'm gathering that most of the drivers weren't huge fans of it. What was your feeling of the event?
It's hard to say, because it's actually the first time I have a good position in queue. So in a normal race it would be good, but now it was a bit different. I mean, the heat format is definitely something interesting. Maybe not on that track, but I mean, I'm in the same situation that we were a lot of people, especially in the future race. But Redline with coming up like with 3 people more, you can just make so much with teamwork, and people that are driving alone have basically no chance by bump drafting or slowing down or whatever. So not in a championship like this, where you have like 9 drivers of this team, 8 of this, 3 of this, and some people are alone. But the basic idea is definitely something interesting, I need to say. And I can imagine for watching, it's a little bit more interesting having like not one heat race, and more like short races. So it's a good idea,
Cool.
Interesting, because it was definitely fun from up here, but from the driver's perspective, we heard a couple of guys in the interviews saying that they were not having fun out there.
Yeah.
That was not enjoyable.
I mean,
so.
Zach won his race and was like, I did not have fun.
I did not enjoy that. It's very rare that for a driver to win and not have fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in 3 laps you make nothing possible, so that's just a bad point. It should be like 2 laps, 3 laps longer or whatever. But 3, it was a little bit too short. But the feature race and the consolation race, I guess the length was okay. But for the heat race with 3 laps, it's nothing. That's the only worst part, I would say.
Cool. Well, that's you sort of now knocking on the door of top 15. I'm not sure the exact points. We've got some provisional points, but I haven't seen actually the full list. So looking towards top 15. We've got Red Bull Ring next. What's your thoughts on that track? You've got a couple of weeks, I think, until that, if I got that right.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks.
2 weeks, okay. I mean, it's one of my most hated tracks because it's like off tracks here and there, and it's, I don't know. It will be good racing, I guess, with the hairpins and stuff, but I just have bad experience on it. I guess, just bad experience.
Well, hopefully you'll have a good experience. Just qualify like you did today, and it's not too bad up at the front. Like, you know that from last season in the past. Once you're up there, it's normally pretty good. So fingers crossed for you, mate, and best of luck for Red Bull Ring.
Thank you very much.
Go. Right, we've got Alejandro in and ready to rumble.
The man of the moment.
Man of the hour. Come with the man, come with the hour. Come with the bump drafting and up round the outside, the carousel expert.
Yeah, but really the big headline today was Alejandro won 100 quid from the DNLS series.
Yeah,
that's the headline from today.
Yeah.
I call that passive income, to be honest.
Yeah. He's got his side hustle set up. He does one race and then gives the car to me for the rest of the season.
Tate videos.
That's it. He's got the YouTube playlist of how to make easy money.
What is a Bitcoin?
What?
100 quid a day times 365. That means I'm a millionaire in 2 years. That's
nice. He's got it all figured out. Well, I mean, this evening, however, does provide a little bit more for you. I'm not sure exactly how the points work out, because Luke obviously it goes off of points for the event. Luke was pole, which gives qualifying points, and then won his heat, and then second to you, which I don't think with you winning the feature overcomes that, but
it's close.
No, he got 80 and I got 75, so he wins the event.
Okay.
That's a massive points haul for two of our lads, though.
Yeah,
that's huge.
Huge points haul.
Anything over 60 was like...
Yeah,
when we were racing, if you go over 60, like, you've done well.
Yeah.
Imagine getting 75 after qualifying P17.
I know.
We were saying that, yeah. Like, you can qualify anywhere at this race and still win it.
Like genuinely, it could have worked out that way. Like, I think like Seb got biffed off in his heat. It was like nearly last, and then fought back through the second. Well, fought back through. He came back through the second. So like it could have worked out, like, or it didn't really matter about qualifying as long as you like positioned well in your heat, then you were in position for the feature, and that's what happened with you today, where you're able to work forward. So qualifying, as we heard in the official broadcast interview that you didn't go to plan, but the pace was there. And then talk us through heat and feature then.
As you saw, quali, we figured out the strat, I think, better than anyone else. I just messed up my lap a little bit and didn't have really the grip I was expecting, to be honest, but I think it was a bit of a mixture of things. It was only a 10th off, but that's enough in a track like this with a fixed setup to be so far back. But yeah, the sprint, I got lucky with Johan's connection, to be honest. Otherwise, I don't know. If Johan wasn't in the race, I don't know if I would have made it through. Just managed to stay P1-2, like holding off people, just communicating with each other and managing them as best as we could, and we managed to, both of us, go through the heat and just move on to the feature. Then the feature, I think, was a bit less uneventful, but less eventful, I should say. Zach overtook me. We just checked up a little bit, and then I had nowhere to go. I was gonna go around the outside, just as Zach started to move as well to the outside, so we were 3 wide, and I just braked as late as I could to try and clear them all, and it was very close. If I hadn't braked so late, I think Zach would have hit my rear quarter panel, so I was quite lucky with that. And then from then on, it was just a matter of staying in the lead and just managing the off-track as well, because Zach, I think, had a 4X with Luke, as I did that overtake, so they were a bit tighter on incidents, so I could manage T1 extension a bit better. So that's what I did, and then it was just a matter of defending from Luke in the last couple of corners. It was nice and friendly and clean. It's always nice to be able to race your teammates and not somebody who you know is gonna put you in the wall in the last corner. Like, I wouldn't have given up the inside like that on the penultimate corner if I knew, if it hadn't been Luke and if it had been someone else. So yeah, quite happy with that. Quite happy with the teamwork for this round. I think this was the first one where we were the strongest team by far, I think. And yeah, just quite happy to be here, and yeah, thankful for being able to get a win finally.
Were you in communication with Luke in terms of where you guys were sort of positioning each other, or was it sort of just experience from the test races where you knew, okay, if I'm this gap coming out of T1 and have this sort of momentum, I push, or whether I like try and go side by side, or it sort of depends on the car behind? Like, it looked like it was managed extremely well, but what sort of level of communication did you have, or was it just you guys knew what to do?
We were in the same channel, just talking to each other. Same with Johan. We were in the same voice channel. I was just like, move left, move right. It was just a matter of managing the lines and what line was stronger, and just having your teammate break in front of the line that you were not in, so you could actually like move forwards. It was very well managed. I think in the heat races as well, we did a very good job. We did a lot of them throughout the week. Of course, the weather also was a factor, I think, in the actual race, because it was like 15 degrees colder than we were anticipating. It's 4 p.m. in Sin when we started, and yeah, we were practicing like 2 p.m. or something like that. So it was another factor to take into account. I was trying also to not kill the rear tires as well. I knew that would come into play. We seemed to be very quick in race stream as well. I was surprised when I was leaving the last corner. Most of the time I was 6/10, 7/10 clear of Zach behind. So I knew if I took the off track in T1, then it will be no issue. Like, Luke will be able to push me, and he wouldn't be endangered either by Zach or by Diogo. So it was nice. It was a very pleasant experience being able to be so quick and to have teammates around you working with you. So yeah, very happy.
Fantastic. So we'll move on then to Red Bull Ring in a couple of weeks' time. You've been up at the front in that circuit before in this series. What's your expectations going into it?
Mayhem. To be honest. Not as much as on this round, but it's a track that, you know, it has a lot of straights and a lot of checkups and a lot of tight corners.
We've lost him.
Strong in Q.
Oh, he's back.
Like it was this round. Of course, last year I got pole, but the year after I off-tracked my Q lap, so it's just all of nothing, or nothing, I'm afraid. So yeah, just looking forward to it, and of course it's gonna be crucial to have teammates around you once again. It's gonna be the most important thing really in the actual races, to try and move even further up in the standings, just to try to rob some points off Diogo and Sebi one more round. Of course, it's gonna be this was round 4, right? Next round is round 5.
It was, yeah.
So yeah, we'll just have that round and 2 more. Of course, the last one is double points, but there's not much left in the championship, I'm afraid. So yeah, we'll see where we end up, and yeah, I'm just happy to be here.
Happy to be here. Well, we're happy that you picked up the race win in the feature today, and yeah, best of luck for 2 weeks' time. Go and enjoy your race win this evening, mate.
Thank you very much.
Good job, mate.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll have Johan in for a quick chat. I
saw Luke sort of hovering around behind the cameras, but he'll be back shortly
as well at some point.
Meanwhile, we'll talk to the man racing from a satellite. How was that, Johan? That looked you're sort of coming and going there in the heat race. I think it sort of helped Alejandro, but then it seemed to all sort of go wrong in the feature. Sort of talk us through it from let's start off with qualifying, obviously. Second overall, talk us through that, and then run us through the rest of your event after that.
Well, quality, of course, good. P2, can't really ask for more. At least being in the top 5, that's all you needed and all you wanted, really, just to start pulling your it. But yeah, after that, it's all gone to shit. I knew it was gonna be bad racing on 5G, but didn't expect it to be that bad, because it was, basically impossible to race. Every cars were blinking left and right. Pretty much half of the laps I had no cars on screen, so yeah,
this is impossible, really. Yeah,
and every single contact was a 4x as well. So yeah, I didn't get a single 4x in practice. Did not get a single 4x in practice across maybe 10 practice races.
Yeah,
and I got 4 4x's in the feature.
So I'm guessing that's how you went over the instant threshold then. Yep. Just every single small contact was just registered as a 4x rather than a 0x.
So I got 4Xs, 4 of them, and then I had one off track on my own, and then the other off track from a 0 to 1X. So
That's brutal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely brutal.
I hope they got what they wanted. But this
Yeah, I
one,
mean, from up here
I qualified
Sorry,
P2 and ended up scoring less points than people that started P20. So
yeah, I mean, from up here, we heard a few of the other drivers, like Jamie mentioned it earlier on, that, you know, after Zach won his heat, they asked him if he was having fun, and he was like, no, I'm not enjoying this. And you know, he wasn't the only one that said that. There was quite a few guys that were quite vocal about their displeasure of the event. I mean,
Despite winning their heat.
Despite getting success from it, they still weren't a fan of it. And, you know, we obviously as spectators, we had our fun watching it, but we don't understand from the driver's standpoint that kind of style of racing doesn't belong in this series, I don't think. And we could see that today, that it, you know, not trying to take anything away from Alejandro, but you never see it where someone qualifies 17th and wins the feature. It it does not happen. Even at Le Mans and Nordschleife, like the biggest overtaking circuits we have. You know, definitely the format was a benefit to Alejandro's today.
Yep.
We take it where we can take it. You know, we're not going to sit here and complain, but for guys like Johan, you know, where you qualify second overall, you just feel hard done by. I think, big shame.
But we move on to Red Bull Ring in a couple of weeks' time. Back to a more traditional format, at least. Thoughts on that track, and will we have Johan back on wired connection for that round?
well, if the absolute nubs working outside can figure it out, maybe. If not, well, I might have to fly here.
Johan from the Sim Center again.
No complaints here, mate.
Yeah.
Your bed's still in the front room. It's only slightly broken, but we can
Only
fix it before you get here.
Only
Yeah,
slightly.
Gordy sat on it and fell through it, so just need to pop a few bits of wood back in, and we'll be all right.
It'll be all right.
That would have been a solution for this week, but yeah, didn't expect 5G to be that bad. We're in 2024, so
Yeah, I mean, lesson learned.
Could have been a shit hole.
Not ideal for you in terms of points, but and
I mean, I'm
we'll
still
see.
I'm in a championship, I think, but yeah, that's frustrating. From around where I should be getting points back, I just end up 100 points away.
Yeah, it's been a kick in the teeth. But Red Bull Ring, thoughts on the track though before you go?
Never gone well around there. I hit the place, so well.
Okay, easy top 5 then. We've nailed it.
Time to turn it around, I guess.
Time to turn it around. I mean, you've done a lot of turn things around this season. You've got used to now actually getting off to a decent start in the championship, which hadn't always been the case. You know, you're qualifying well at the minute, so yeah, who knows?
Let's just hope he doesn't have to literally turn it round at turn 1 when he gets crashed into. Let's hope that it's a metaphorical turn it round, and you know, performances wise. If you have to pull any U-turns, then the event's probably done.
Yeah.
Well, no, a couple of years ago, I didn't have to pull a U-turn. I was buried in the bar, so.
To be fair, we did see that happen to was it Moreno in the first the first or second?
So that I can explain.
He got buried so hard.
I can fully explain what happened. So I was turning right through the corner, and as I got past the marshal post on the right, the entire screen froze. I had no idea where I was going, and when it popped back up, I just had a massive moment to the left.
Your webcam even just froze in that exact moment as well, as you said that.
It's all going wrong.
So yeah,
It's still frozen.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's all good.
It's all good. So yeah, unfortunate for Moreno, but and a tricky day for you. But we move for Red Bull Ring. Best luck for it, mate.
Yeah, we move. Cheers.
Best luck, mate.
Cheers.
I shall sub out, and we'll let in the man who's 4K richer, Mr. McKeown.
Yes. Oh, I mean, Kev's getting this figured out. He's got the mute button nailed down. There we go. Look, McKeown. Bring it in. There's your headset. And it's on. I'm gonna do that, and then I'm just gonna move your slider like way up because you're the quietest man in the world. Congrats on pole position, the heat win, and then second in the feature to score almost maximum points. and pick up 4K. How's it feel?
I mean, yeah, it's a pretty good feeling.
That's gonna buy you a lot of like really dry pasta.
Yeah,
A lot of it.
yeah,
At this rate, you might be able to actually afford some seasoning
yeah, maybe
with your meals.
maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, nail quality, and then yeah, it looked like it all just went to plan for you for the whole thing. Talks to it.
Yeah, I mean, qualifying, weather was really cold compared to what we were expecting, so I just wanted to get out as quick as possible, not have to reset or anything, just so I can get advantage of the cold weather. And I think I was the first person to cross the line.
Yeah, I think we just caught it in the time. It took us a while for us to actually get in session,
Yeah.
but yeah.
And maybe that helped, I don't know. But the lap was pretty decent. I made one mistake in the second to last corner, got a bit of understeer, but other than that, was really good. Was really happy with it. Yeah, I think we nailed it this week. Johan getting P2, Luca in P6 it was.
P6, yeah.
So yeah, we did really well. Heat race, good teamwork. I was pretty confident, starting P1 with 3 laps. It's going to be hard, especially if teammates behind. It's going to be hard not to make it through. So I think we played that perfectly. And then feature went pretty well. Really nice to have done all of it. Got the 3 wins, but I mean, I can't be unhappy that Alejandro got it, seeing as he helped me out in Daytona as well. I remember round 1, so it's only fair that I do that. So yeah, pretty happy.
Yeah, it looked like you guys managed it really well. Like you've done a lot of test races, you've done a lot of shunting in test races. Trust me, I can hear it over my left shoulder. But you had it pretty well nailed down, like almost as an exact science. It was only maybe like one small little, I wouldn't even say it's a mishap, but where like Zach then got into the mix in the feature. And then Alejandro pulled the huge move around the outside.
Yeah,
so,
that was big.
Yeah, it was. We honestly thought with the angle that we had that he was off and that was it, game over. But he managed to hang on to it and get around the outside.
Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of like the communication in this round, it looks like the teamwork was really, really strong.
Yeah. I think me and Alejandro worked really well together. We've done quite a lot together recently, and it just worked perfectly. Can communicate clearly, and obviously showed that we played it really well. About that 3 wide thing, I didn't even know we were 3 wide. And then I just see one car flying around. I'm like, oh my god! And
then he made it stick.
I don't know how he did it, to be honest. But
he said he just broke as late as he could, and like if he broke any earlier, he was getting turned.
Yeah. So
I
fair enough
don't know how he made it stick. So yeah, fair enough. That
kind of
ultimately won the race for him because he ended up
kind of embarrassed me because I'm on the inside. But oh well.
I mean, yeah, you just got to hold the inside. But like from what we'd heard, like the outside line in the carousel was still a place to be.
Yeah. I was.
Was that different actually in the colder conditions, or did it not really change much in terms of how the dynamic went in terms of side by side?
I think it was. I mean, I think it would be more of an advantage to the outside because normally the tires are really overheating, whereas they were much better. So maybe cars a bit better on the outside where there's less grip. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it made too much difference. It's just an incredible move. To be honest.
Yeah, fair play. Final thoughts then. So you're up to what's that? 3rd in points. In range now of Sebi in the lead and close to Diogo in 2nd. And we've got Red Bull Ring next. What's your thoughts?
I quite like Red Bull Ring. Did well in contenders there. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be another one where maybe teammates can help. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And it is a track where, because you've come through contenders, you've got a little bit of like racing experience, so that's maybe helpful for you going forward. So, yeah, things are looking pretty good for you. So, yeah, congrats on yet another pole position, and a heat win, and winning the round overall. So, yeah, congrats, and we'll see you give it large in a couple of weeks.
Sounds good.
All right. We'll sub you out, and we'll bring Kevin for some final thoughts. I think before we wrap, I don't think we've got anyone else. Yeah, because I guess getting an interview out of Michael at the minute is probably not going to happen. Bless him. Like that.
Yeah, you'll be nowhere to be found. Oh, sorry about that.
Set you back down.
Forgot Luke was very quiet.
I mean, that's Luke really excited, to be fair.
Yes.
Big grin in his face and everything.
That's the most animated we've ever seen him.
Yeah.
Ever.
In any scenario. So, yeah, that's it from us for another day of manic. Well, I mean, the racing this afternoon in DNLS wasn't manic, to be fair.
Yeah.
It was a little bit of a snoozer, but
it saved your energy for today.
It did. Yeah, it saved all the energy. It saved my voice a little bit, and Yeah, we had a bit of a hack, I think, is what you've just put there in.
We had a
in our
hack
chat.
downstairs and a hack upstairs.
Yeah, we had a
Nothing
good
but
time
hacks.
watching that. We got it from Michael and Salva because just bad, wrong place, wrong time for the pair of them. But yeah, 2 weeks time we're back. We go to Red Bull Ring, and that promises to be a hack.
The full season is just a hack. To be honest.
The whole season. So yeah,
iRacing looked at the schedule and went, yeah, it's going to be a hack.
I think only Imola, which is the round after, isn't going to be a hack.
I think you'll be surprised because you've got to remember that front straight.
Yeah.
A lot of toe on that front straight, and with the Variante Alta, the chicane at the top of the hill,
Yeah.
with that off track, guys will be managing that early on. But if you take the off track and drive it how you're supposed to drive it, you can gain 7/10 in that one chicane
Oh, nice.
from not having to drive around the off track. Because remember, we've got the ridiculous track limits there now, where you have to give up
Yes.
over half a second just to get through there without an off track. So
Gotcha.
we're going to see the gaps sort of fluctuate quite a lot. You might see one guy sort of pull a second in the first couple of laps because he's just going to cut the chicane, take the off track.
Yep.
But then at some point they're going to have to tone that back and manage it. So I think Imola will be shuntage.
Yep.
As well as Red Bull Ring will be shunt. There's always shunts at Red Bull Ring in the first couple of laps because you've got that huge toe out of turn one.
Yep.
Then all of a sudden you've got to get it stopped. Then you get the downhill braking zone shortly after, where it's really easy to lock a tyre.
Yep.
Obviously, of course, we saw tyres overheating today. Red Bull Ring will be much of the same. It's all sort of medium to high speed corners. A lot of the low speed stuff has got a very heavy braking zone leading into it.
Yep.
So the tyres will be high pressures, high temps. I expect to see some chaos in the next 2 rounds, and of course,
Monza to finish it.
what more needs to be said? It's Monza.
Exactly. So that's it from us for now. Thanks to Kev for, as always now, with the pet streams, sitting in with me and
Yeah, mum.
giving it large.
Love it.
Loves
I
it.
prefer being up here than down there. I'm not gonna lie.
It's good fun. It's good fun. But yeah, thanks to Lee as well in the production booth. And yeah, we'll see you guys in a couple of weeks for Red Bull Ring. Don't miss it.